Welcome to Tubbie Talk, where a group of nerdy best friends hop online to talk about everything life, parenthood, gaming, and probably embarrass themselves. Let's get started. Another day, another episode. If you're a new listener, welcome. If you're a returning listener, welcome back. My name's Kennedy, and I will be the captain at the helm for this episode, and I am joined by my Tubbie crew. We have Sierra.
Hello.
Dene.
Hi.
And Trevor.
Konnichiwa.
No.
No.
No. I don't think
No,
so,
okay.
even it.
No, probably not. Okay, hello. Hello.
Oh.
Hello. I'm just so excited.
Today we're going to be getting our nerd on and talking about the best anime to start with for beginners, in our humble opinion. Those shows that are just the perfect entry point into this very vibrant world of storytelling and action and unforgettable characters, for sure. I would like to acknowledge that anime is a pretty divisive topic. For some, it's this amazing art form with deep stories and stunning visuals, but for others, it's a hobby that has a lot of stereotypes with it. And I think because of that, it's, just misunderstood and gets bashed on. But I think just people they sadly don't know enough about it. But that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be educating everyone and welcoming them into this beautiful, chaotic world. So to kick us off, I thought we would go around the Discord screen and share how each of us got into anime and or our current thoughts on it, because I think each Tubbie has a different outlook on the medium. So I'm going to go ahead and start us off since I'm gabbing away. I first got into anime with a good old Kiki's Delivery Service, a wholesome coming-of-age story. It was on VHS, and that just opened the floodgates for my love for Studio Ghibli. And Studio Ghibli is one of those things you can just recognize the artwork from a mile away. And me having a big imagination, I just really fell in love with the stories that Hayao Miyazaki told, and they're just bigger than life and just super epic and flipping cool. And then from there, good old Cartoon Network. That's where I met Bleach, like a founding father of anime, a pillar. But just I was seeing just these animated pieces that were unlike anything I'd ever seen produced in the US. Just super expressive and had a very unique take on storytelling. And then when YouTube came out, that's when, I don't even know how I found these super cool like anime mashup videos to music. So people would take like epic scenes from shows and mash them all together. And I was like, man, that's so cool.
That's so funny.
But I would say I am very picky about anime. There's still a lot of anime I haven't seen, even super popular and trending ones. But I clearly love it. But I just really appreciate the range anime offers. There's, I think, literally something for everyone. Lighthearted, super funny and dorky, epic battles, or even some saucy ones, if that's your vibe. And I watch a full range. It just depends on the mood. But that is me. That is me in my little anime world.
Good to meet you.
Thank you. Danny, how about you? How did you get into this?
Had a negative reaction to Bleach, so we're gonna have some bickering later.
Yes,
I'm so excited.
That is one of my questions I want to ask to you two. Is out of the big ones, so like Naruto, Dragon Ball, Bleach, and One Piece.
Bleach.
But I guess I know Kenny's answer. So
mine's the same. I've only seen that. I've tried to get
really.
Okay. I tried to get into one, and I think yours is One Piece, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
We tried,
and we tried because of that, and I couldn't do it. They are supposed to be remaking that though, and I'm kind of curious. I'll try to get into that. But anyways, Danny, your story, and if you have questions.
Let's see. I mean, I remember I'm half Japanese, in case anyone didn't know. And I remember being introduced to Ghibli very early on. And if you're aware, some Ghibli is very easy to palate and super cute, and I remember that. And then I don't think my dad was fully aware of everything that was involved with Ghibli, so I don't know what was next. I don't know if it was. I don't remember what it was. I just remember being terrified the next movie. I was like, "Oh my, what is happening?" Like I was like 9 years old. Like holy cow! Like this is not what I was expecting.
I mean, Princess Mononoke being a really good story is also pretty graphic and a lot of scenes.
It's adult.
There's some gnarly, but I love Ghibli, but just a little shocking at first. So it did kind of like put me off of anime for a while. And I think it wasn't until maybe junior year of high school where some friends started to watch Avatar, and I thought, okay, it's whatever. It's just another animated TV show. It's not like fully anime. Some people classify it as something else, but like Avatar, Samurai Jack. Those are a couple of the ones that I started to watch, and I was like, okay, I kind of like this. Like the epic fights and the battles and stuff, like the stuff you can't really or hasn't been really portrayed as well in like real movies. So that was a really cool introduction. And then I was like, I fell in love with the fight scenes, and then I got my attention was attracted by the fight scenes, but then I fell in love with the stories more, and the storytelling and the underlying just character development was really cool. So that's what officially got me into it. And then I think my first like official anime that I watched was Attack on Titan. So again, so again, this was
I am the same.
This is not a recommendation, right? This is just my introduction. So I kind of like, again, similar to Ghibli, I was like slammed because Attack on Titan is a very upfront anime.
Yes.
So I kind of took a step back after a while from that. And then I came back through One Piece because I was into pirates for some reason. And, I don't know. It's just audition to me. So my anime journey has been a little bit of like this. But after One Piece, then I just got back into a lot of them. So, yeah, that's my my introduction to anime.
Have you seen all of One Piece? Are you caught up?
Not fully, but I've watched a lot. There are a lot. But I've heard that they're getting better.
1,200 episodes now? It's over 1,000.
Yeah, it's over 1,000.
It's insane.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Very cool. Mine is a little different. So I grew up on a lot of cartoons. So like SpongeBob and like Cartoon Network and all those. And I would say my first official anime was actually like American anime, and I didn't even realize it was anime because I really liked like the Justice League and like the Amazing Spider-Man and like they would just call it cartoons, but that's really anime in my opinion. Don't you think, Danny? Kind of grimacing. I think it is. I think it's kind of anime.
I kind of agree with you. I just think there's a lot of anime. I don't want to say snobs, but like a lot of anime people would not agree.
I feel like
I think the like lowest level of anime that some people consider is like Pokemon.
Yeah, and I like Pokemon growing up. I'd watch that.
Okay.
That was probably the closest thing I did watch until I really met Kennedy. Because at a certain time when I stopped watching cartoons, whatever age that would have been for me, probably close like 12. I don't know when SpongeBob got bad. To be honest, SpongeBob fell off the end.
Anywho, SpongeBob in the anime chat.
Yeah, I didn't know this episode was about beating down SpongeBob.
SpongeBob is off. No. So anyways, I stopped and I never thought I was on the bandwagon. Just anime was it's just weird, like, and I know we had a thing like fan service, like that's all anime was, and that's the impression I had, and I was really I don't even know where I got it from, just the environment I grew up in, and so like Justice League was really cool, Batman was really cool, those were fine, but then like the anime from Japan or wherever else was like no, okay, all that is just inappropriate like stuff, and so that's where I got into. So I met Kennedy. And I don't know how much you wore me down, how much it took for me to like, very tucking with my hands today, guys. So I don't know how much you wore me down, and you can fill in.
Beat you down until you watched
beat
anime.
me. She tied me to a chair and put on Attack on Titan was my first one. Loved it. I think for me, it is actually a great starter for someone with my kind of background in that, because it's not a lot of
it's action.
There's a ton of actions. That's what I'm saying. What I like now is like kind of what Danny was saying, is I milled out. I want the story. I want a lot of humor too. I want to laugh at it, as opposed to what I needed to get in anime was just action, 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 sad action, 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 action. And that's what Attack on Titan comes in it. And then the story gets so convoluted in there, like you don't need to know it because no one knows it, and they'll probably change it.
It's crazy.
And so So anyways, that's really my intro, and from there I've really just I've branched into practically every kind, and there's fun stuff in every category. I don't know. It's really cool. So there you go. Hi, that's me.
Okay, Sierra.
Well, I would probably say definitely that I have watched the least amount of anime of the Tubbies, aka haven't really watched any, but I have watched Avatar. I kind of feel like it's like Danny said, some people don't even think it is anime. I kind of agree. Like it was on Nickelodeon. Like I don't know,
right?
But I did like it. I also just have never I'm the anti-Trevor. Like I have never been into cartoons ever, even when I was little. So I never watched any. So I think just the fact that it's animated in itself is something that is hard for me to overcome.
I mean, you like to pull the lever, Kronk,
but not when I was a kid.
Oh,
I watched that when I was in college because another friend. I didn't have pop culture growing up at all. So I do have one experience. Was for some reason, I don't know why, but I ended up at going to the movie theater when I was probably 9 or 10 and watching Spirited Away.
Yes.
And
oh my gosh, in theaters.
And
my favorite one.
Did like it, but I did also get traumatized when the parents turned into pigs.
Yeah.
And I thought I literally would have intrusive thoughts in my house, and I would walk into a room and be like, what if my parents are just pigs? And I was like, this is so stressful. And so that is the only experience that I had. But I do remember thinking it was really interesting.
Love that story.
Yeah.
That's
literally it.
I recently saw a reel, and Kennedy might have shared it to our reel chat, of it was the caption of the parents becoming pigs. It's man, if that was me, there would have been 3 pigs there.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I think Avatar is a great opener, a great starter. Even if it's not technically the traditional anime, it's still you're still dipping your toes in.
My only fear is that I feel like a lot of people like that show for nostalgia, and I did like it, but I didn't love it, I don't have the same experience that other people have, which I was kind of sad.
Same.
And so I'm scared that anime itself, I won't like it because I don't have that nostalgia of cartoons in general. But who knows?
Interesting.
Because I'm interested in the stories, the art, all the stuff. So anyways,
I still, we've had it this is episode 10. When anyone ever says interesting, I have no idea how to take it. We all do it. We all say interesting. I don't know if it's a don't really care. I don't know if it's oh, really, truly interesting, or if it's just interesting. Next. I don't know how.
I think it's just interesting. Danny says it all the time in life, and it's when he doesn't like something. When he eats something, I'm like, "How was it?" He's like, "It was interesting." I'm like, "You didn't like it."
See, we have done. But my thing, to just write off what you said, I had the same experience with Avatar. Even though I watched cartoons, I didn't watch Avatar. And the same thing with Adventure Time. I really liked Adventure Time, but Avatar, I didn't have that connection. So to be honest, I like Legend of Korra better than Avatar.
It's more adult because you see that with Last Airbender. Just quick tangent. It goes from cartoony to then more grown up towards the end. So that's where the nostalgia hits, because a bunch of kids watched it and grew up with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because now our job is to recommend, and this is the juicy part. This is the part I'm really excited for. So I think these are catered to our audience and Sierra collectively, correct? At least my list is.
Yeah. Do me last. Do me last.
Well, we're gonna go around. I could start us off again. We'll just keep the same order. Sierra, if you have questions, thoughts, feel free to share as we go through. Okay, I'm gonna
ready to take notes?
you. Okay.
You have your paper pen?
I'll send you this Google Doc. Don't you worry.
You have a lot of work to do.
It's well organized. Okay. I think so. This is the flip side. Attack on Titan's too strong. Start with a drama, and I also recommend starting maybe with a single season to really, so you're not committing to like so many episodes. I think this is my top, Anohana, and maybe I'm mispronouncing it, but it's a 12 episode drama, and I have a little summary.
I cried.
Yeah, tears are shed. So, and this isn't spoiler because you learn this right off the rip, but years after a tragic accident took her life, the spirit of the sweet and cheerful Menma appears before Jinta, once the charismatic leader of their childhood friendship group, the Super Peace Busters. Now he's a shut-in, and their social group has splintered. When he and Menma deduce that she can't pass on to heaven until Jinta fulfills a long-forgotten wish for her, he must reconnect with his now estranged friends, who are still struggling with their grief in their own way. So you learn that right off the rip. So that's not spoilers. But it's more serious. It's not all the goofiness. It's just easy to digest, in my opinion, and I love it.
I did really like it. It has like no action in it, so just that actually isn't my recommendation. But I think you would enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. How old are the people? Like, is it like
they're the classic high schoolers?
Okay, good. That's what I wanted.
Yes, it doesn't feel. That's one.
I think they're middle school. I don't think they're high school.
No, they're high.
Okay, I just remember.
If they're middle school, I pretend they're high school.
Okay. Good. I was hoping that would be it. Good. Okay. Interesting.
Perfect. All right, Danny.
The best recommendation?
Yes.
Yeah. It's tough because I still feel like I have a couple depending on like your likes. So I have one personally, I have one that I think is the best tailored for me that I would recommend myself. Would have been I don't know haiku. That's it's a volleyball.
I'm glad you had. It's not on my list.
And it has action, but it's not too like intense, fighting, gory. But it has some slow parts, and it's really good storytelling. So yeah, it very depends on like if you're more of a strategic person or if it's more like a psychological one. There's more that are tailored toward people who like video games, for instance. Right. But I think if I had to give a general one, that would probably be my first introduction because it's a little bit. It's a little more tamer, I would say. But still interesting. I liked it. Personally, if you like sports, at least. It's still over the top and fun and everything, so.
So that's one you recommended to see or to start with?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm curious how
I don't like volleyball.
That. I don't think she's a sports anime.
I haven't seen that one, although I do know I wouldn't mind watching it. Let me just say that to support Danny. I haven't seen it here, so if you want to watch it together, the first episode, we totally could do that.
We can stream it.
We could totally do that because I think it is actually going to be. I've heard nothing but good things about that. Even though I don't like volleyball, I didn't play. I don't dislike volleyball, but I've never played it.
Like it. Okay,
it's great action scenes.
My turn.
Yeah.
100% Chainsaw Man. No. Okay. My list is going to be. I have recommendations later on. We'll maybe share. I do really like the Chainsaw Man, but no, Sierra, don't start there. No. I was really torn, but I truly think it's newer. It's newer. I think it came off this last year. And the thing is, it's going to get a season 2. And so like you could catch up and then we could watch party it. Freyrin. Freyrin it's got such great I don't kind of Danny, have you seen it?
I haven't. How do you spell
it? Freirren.
I did a lot of thinking about this. I think you'd like this one because it's fantasy. So you're getting that side of it. It's like D&D style. And the character development is the best I've seen, I think, in almost any anime.
Wow.
And then it's a slow burn. So you're kind of gonna start off. I see your hand, Kennedy. It's a slow burn. So you're gonna kind of get in there, get the characters, and then at one point it kind of twists, and then you get a lot of action and then more character development. And I think it does it at just such a great pace. There's 28 episodes, I think, in the first season, and there's no way they don't do a second episode. everyone I've recommended this to has first had doubts, and then they've thanked me for recommending it to them. So, and I've done it. 3 people I can think of that did that too. So, Kennedy, you had your hand raised.
She's a wizard too.
She's a wizard.
Not a spoiler.
Yeah. So she's like part of a D&D adventuring party, and you learn
beautiful
early
cinematics.
On. Beautiful cinematic. Combat's great.
Again, it's more of the serious animation, so you're not seeing like the big eyes or like the little chibi characters. If that is like a turnoff, it's again just more serious, and it touches
art style's great.
Okay. Yes, it's just beautiful. It just touches on some really. It pulls at the heartstrings. It does.
Sweet.
I was really torn because I really wanted to, because this rated among a lot of people the best anime is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
You're still going?
Yes, I know. I'm sorry.
I was torn. I
was 50-50. Okay, you talk about it then. You go next. But I'm just saying, I was so torn. Like, I wanted to recommend both. That's why I went. Because that was like my number one for a long time. And then I thought about it. And I'm like, thinking about Sierra, I think I would recommend this one first. But if it was for like me, I might have actually started with Brotherhood of Steel. Sorry, I stole yours.
No, it's okay. No, I think I was going to talk about this one. Yes, I think this is it's got a good, healthy mix of everything. It's action, there's some romance, there's humor. It's a really good blend. I think this might have been one of the top 5 I showed Trevor after Attack on Titan.
You're talking about Brotherhood?
Yes, I've only seen that one. I've seen part of the second one. I get them actually kind of mixed up.
But it's about these 2 brothers who are looking for this philosopher's stone to perform some resurrection alchemy. And so it's just about the trials along the way and, the nefarious foes they face. It's really good. Again, really good.
Really good.
Interesting. So that would be like your second recommendation.
To get into action.
For most people getting into anime and the action style, I would probably recommend that one. That's not my favorite one. It's not my favorite one. We'll talk about that.
It does hit some darker sides too. Yeah,
it's got a lot of
everything.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't recommend that one right away, especially if I think that it wouldn't hit as well with female audiences because it's a little more. I feel like if you can't follow like kind of like story and politics a little bit, and
don't just say female, just say me. Like I know that what you're talking about. Like when we watched Game of Thrones, we had to pause it. I was like, "Hey, what's going on? What's happening?" You had to explain it.
Like Kennedy said, it has a good mix, right? Mm-hmm. I think you would like the alchemy, like magic vibes. Like it's got some cool, but I do think it has a little more action.
Is it like confusing?
No, I just think you may get a little lost. My personal second recommendation, if any of the listeners have played video games, would be Sword Art Online.
No,
I really think
that is a crime. If you watch it, only watch the first season.
The first season,
yes.
Do not go on the rabbit hole.
But that's what I was saying is like if you're only watching short version. I think it's like pretty mild, it has like it's nothing too crazy. I guess this is more my personal recommendation for you more so than anything, but I think it's it's got a similar, actually the one that you mentioned, Trevor, sounds really good. But I think like Sword Art Online's like a little more of a fantasy what if as to what would happen if, I don't want to spoil too much, so like, but if it's similar, it's like an anime of Ready Player One kind of like. That's the best way I can describe it.
It's almost a reality that again could happen.
Mm-hmm.
We're advanced enough, so yes.
Interesting. Okay.
First season I remember being good, but
but like if you're only watching a couple like 10 episodes, I think it's the perfect amount.
Do we want to take a touch point on Sierra and see how she's doing?
Oh yes, Sierra. We're just so excited to share.
I mean, they're all gonna blend together and get confusing, but I think. So far, the one Trevor talked about is sticking out, and then yeah, that does sound good.
That's it.
Perfect.
That's it. Done. Episode over. Let's go watch it.
Like I said, they're all gonna blend together, but once I see a list, I'll be like, oh, I want to try this, and I want to try this one.
But, good. I'm glad I won. Okay, I said I think I would won.
It was on my list too.
There you go.
To be fair, I haven't seen it, so it might have been on my list if I did watch it.
Yeah, honestly, I think it will be. It's in my top 3 animes. I'm pretty sure it could be number 1. It's up there.
I have a quick question.
Perfect.
Do you just watch all these on Crunchyroll? Like, where the heck do I find these things?
Mostly Crunchyroll.
That's a very good question.
Netflix, Hulu.
Okay, Netflix.
Max.
Okay.
Netflix is behind on some.
They're scattered. You're
Okay.
guaranteed most of these with Crunchyroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Freyrin is now on Netflix.
Yeah, season 1. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they only has 1 season, so you're good.
Oh,
cool.
I hope they have sub.
Can we actually do a round of don't recommend for first watch? So like, if they were to like, because I've Googled lot of like I've Googled a lot of like top 10 lists for people, and they're like, oh, there's this. I'm like, whoa, they recommend this one. Do not watch that one. So I'm just curious what you guys think is do not start.
Yeah,
with
I could go
great.
first. I love this anime. It's in my top 10. And it just came out again. It's another newer one. Dan to Dan. Don't start with Dan to Dan off the rip. It's too awkward. You'll get turned off. You'll think all animes like this.
It's just too. It's like it goes hard into that stereotype. Just anime is weird, sexualized, but it's like really funny.
Good,
it's
funny,
so
and
good.
action. The story's good. You like the characters.
That's great.
But don't start there. It'll turn you off of it.
Really good action, great humor. Yeah, it's awesome.
Dan, you haven't seen that one yet, have you?
No.
Great. This is great. Okay. I'll have to think on ones I don't recommend. The other one I wanted Sierra.
This wasn't in the outline.
This is another single season. It's like 12 episodes. It's a mystery. It's called Erased. And this follows a 29-year-old. So we're getting out of high school. But man, how do I like say anything without spoiling?
Careful.
You can't.
I don't think it's a spoil. I don't think.
I'd be really careful with that one. It's like a mystery. You don't want to talk about a mystery too much. It's like solving a murder mystery.
Okay.
Right?
Essentially, there's murder and time travel, and it's great. I watched it in a single night, like till 3 a.m.
Yeah, without me. I fell asleep. I still haven't seen the end of it. She told me about it.
I've seen it like 3 times. It is so good.
Is it on Netflix? Or is it?
I don't know if that one is.
It might be. Okay. We'll hook you guys up with our
don't stress.
We're
gonna make it work.
Love to hear it.
Crunchyroll, sponsor us, please.
I had another question.
Perfect.
Do you guys? Because I know there's like subtitles and then there's like dubbing.
Oh no!
What happens with that?
I think we're all the same, which is good. Dub.
No, Trevor's trolling.
That's a troll.
I am sub. I don't know. I still haven't been able to figure it out because there's American animated stuff, and that sounds great with English speaking American actors. But when you put it into the anime world, it just doesn't. It never sounds good.
That's another like I just didn't think that like that's another hurdle is like it's not in English.
So the only caveat to that, I'm sub all the way. Only caveat though is for Studio Ghibli.
Studio Ghibli.
Sorry, that's a different anime. Don't watch that. Okay. Studio Ghibli. I do like the American because they get like I can't think of his name, like Batman to voice a lot of those characters and stuff like that. Like the
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale is what I'm trying to think of. Yes, so like
those. Yes, same.
Yes,
I have not seen the Japanese.
But Danny, you're sub too, right?
Okay, and I have an interesting take on this. I personally, yes, I am sub. But I think if you've never experienced sub, dub is still good. I've heard like people like it's almost like once you watch sub, you're like, oh, I can't watch dub anymore. But like if you watch it in dub, like people are like, oh, it was still a good anime, you know. Like for me, it's like you're not experiencing it the way it was like supposed to be with like the voice actors, which is true. But like I think dubbed is a good stepping stone if someone's interested in getting into anime, because like sometimes, like Sierra said, like sub can turn people off because they're like, oh, I don't want to have to pay attention to the subtitles, or it's kind of like it's a little overwhelming.
Your point of don't pay attention to the subtitles is the only reason I think I've watched a little bit. Of dub just because I would put it on as background to get through slower episodes, and that's really it. Obviously, I don't know Japanese, so I can't just listen to. You never taught me, and I'm sad. Okay, I only know like a few words. Don't. Good question.
Okay.
Danny, don't recommend. You never even answered your own question. Don't recommend.
My don't recommend would be one of the long ones. I think that it's very intimidating to start like 1,000 episode. Like it's just a lot, you know. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is what I started with," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know, if it's like nostalgic for you, or maybe you watched it when you were a kid or whatever." But like, if you have limited time and you have to get through a bunch of filler episodes, it's just you're gonna like lose interest pretty quickly at some point.
A lot of those big ones, like to his point too, there's like guides are supposed to fall on how to watch them and which ones you can and can't skip. So like for example, we skipped a few seasons. You don't need to watch all of it to get the whole story. And you probably don't want it to watch all of it. So like that makes it harder to enjoy it as well.
Yes.
But people hear like, oh, I recognize that name. I might as well just watch that one. When I'm like, no.
My favorite anime, number one, is Jujutsu Kaisen. And it's
good. It's really good.
It is anime. And like some of the best fighting scenes, I think.
Perfect guy anime.
It's a perfect guy anime.
I think that's
wouldn't recommend it to you, Sierra, but it's still ongoing. They've had a movie. So lots of animes will do that too. Like they'll add a movie that you should watch to know what's going on. And I don't like that. However, Jiu-Jitsu is one. I don't watch anime normally on my own, but I can watch. Like I always have to have Kennedy there. Like I just like watching with her. I like Jiu-Jitsu enough where I'll watch it on my own. I don't know how to explain it. I like the characters. Kennedy thinks some of them are annoying. Pretty much, it's a lot of animes are this way. Like you have these good guys that know magic or have weapons, or that are trying to stop like demons from taking over. That's very common theme.
Yeah, a little weird, but it's very common.
It's very common theme, and they do it in such a cool way. They're not afraid to kill off characters, which I think a lot of people have plot armor. This one is not afraid, I feel like, to kill off people. When
it's got a Game of Thrones vibe.
Yeah, it's got a Game of Thrones vibe, and I've really enjoyed that in there. And I don't know, some of the monsters they fight are very unique and cool, and I like that aspect too. Like I like having, so like for example, I like a lot of horror movies too and stuff like that because I like seeing the creativity of how those things are, and I think Jiu-Jitsu gets it right.
Interesting. I could see why it's your favorite.
Yeah, yes. I don't have any comment on that. Yes, I'm sure you can.
My favorite.
It is good.
It's good. I don't doubt that. It's just not my favorite.
Danny, do you feel like knowing me, knowing what I've watched, what I've enjoyed, do you think that action is important to me at all in a show? Because I don't even know.
Not that. You would not. I think
not that, but
you would be so.
If a show had no action, would I be bored? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Like I don't know.
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of interesting ones. I think a good example that I'll say is Death Note isn't exactly the most action-packed anime, but it's interesting, right? So it like I said, it all depends on like, do you like a little more of like the one that Kenny was talking about, the mystery one.
That one, and that sounds interesting and like good, but
which is what I'm saying. I don't think you specifically would need action to enjoy an anime.
Okay,
but some people do.
I don't know. I'm not married to her, but I just have a sneaking suspicion Sierra might honestly like Attack on Titan. If she sat and went through, it is. I don't know.
Sierra, you might. Okay. It's really good.
The score
I think she
alone. Don't start with it. Sure.
Don't start. Yes.
But it's just great action, great plot twists, great story. The score is amazing. It's so epic.
Good point.
No, that's another episode. This is an award-winning series too. But just for whoever doesn't know, essentially, it's following humanity's struggle against these giant man-eating titans. And then we have our main character, Eren Yeager, and he is just bent on saving the world and killing all Titans. And it's just super epic, and it's a trip.
Yeah,
I recommend.
I heard of it. I know it's very graphic.
Yes.
You get into
which I don't really care, to be honest.
It's interesting because it's not necessarily it's graphic against like giant monsters. So it's like, to me,
but like,
I guess
aren't
it feels
the monsters attacking literally?
It's graphic against
like,
people too.
Oh,
People get
yeah.
I was thinking more of the fighting.
Like, I mean, I've watched violent things. Like it's not like I don't like that part of it.
No,
but
I
like,
know. I'm just like it's an animated show, so they're not scared to like think like Quentin Tarantino of like anime, you know? Like,
yeah.
That's true. I don't
know. The only I'm trying to think of more gory like animes, and I think Chainsaw Man is obviously the only one I can think of that's
that's
in that sense.
A little
See, that's a great show though. It's so good. I don't know, guys. It's so good.
It's just you don't feel good. It is. When I think on it, it's good. It's just really not a happy show.
No, like worth it, you know, like emotional.
I know
you don't need to even worry about Chainsaw Man unless
that is later.
You don't fret about that one. You forget I say anything about
like every character's messed up, the story's messed up. It's just so dark.
It's dark.
Do either of you have One Punch on your list?
Of course.
Yes, that's the great. I put mine in categories. If you're gonna do superhero, the One Punch.
It's so funny. It's the funniest anime I think is out of all the anime I like. I think it's the funniest one. I think I've laughed the most at it. But One Punch, you can stop probably after season 1, but season 2 is still good. But it was, I think, one of the first ones Candy introduced me to. And pretty much it goes against this guy who just worked out so hard that he lost all his hair. But now he can punch any monster one time and it just explodes. And so it follows as like him trying to find the meaning of life. Practically,
he's so bored.
That's it.
So he just like he got so strong because he did 100 sit-ups, 100 push-ups, and ran for a couple miles every day. Every day, and he just became the strongest superhero. And the superhero one, so like there's a ton of superheroes and stuff out there, but he can take anything out with one punch. Like there will be galactic style monsters land, and he'll just one punch and gone. To the point where he's depressed, and it's really cool following him and seeing how he copes with all of this.
Very different.
Finding meaning.
Wait, I do like that. That sounds funny.
But it is very comedic.
It's a good one. But still great action. It's a nice contrast.
I'm glad you mentioned music because Jujutsu Kaisen actually, I've liked intro and outro songs, all of them. They're liked on my Spotify list.
Oh, the intro, outro, yeah. Okay.
I want to hear Kennedy's favorite.
My favorite?
That's what Trevor did.
Oh, that was mine. Mine was Anohana.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I have watched it many times. I've cried every time. It's beautiful animation, great story, great music, and it just does paranormal very well. Like, and it's beautiful. And yeah, it made Trevor cry too. So I feel proud.
It was one of the first ones she introduced me to.
I feel like if you guys can make an anime make me cry, that will be like...
You're sold.
Yeah. Because I don't even cry that much at movies.
So. Okay.
I wouldn't bet a lot of money, but I would bet some money that you'd cry.
I feel like
or at least you'd really feel something.
Yeah.
You'd get choked up.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I don't know whose turn it is.
Have you guys heard of my favorite one, Code Geass?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I cannot get into that one, and I don't know why. I've tried 3 times.
My understanding is it's very like strategic-y. Like that's why it's like both like
it's a mech one, right?
Really, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's really cool. It has a really cool twist.
Mech. Like there's another theme of anime is like
robots,
people in robots fighting other robots and monsters. Okay.
Of course.
Here's what happened. Like, there's literally your shirt.
Oh, like Diva.
Yes, great, but big, huge.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think like Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
There, perfect.
Here's what happened to me, Danny, because in my top 3, I think this is number 3. So like Jujutsu, Freyrin, and Darling in the France.
I think it's Franks.
Franks.
The reason I wouldn't recommend this one is that it will make people awkward because people are in a suit to control these, and they put them in an awkward position for who knows why.
There's weird sexual innuendos.
Wait, in which one? In
Darling and the Frank? No, Darling and the Franks. Why I can't get into his? Because I loved the story. I loved the love story in it. I loved the fighting. I loved the combat in it. Loved the humor. I think it just has best of it. If you can get past the slight fan service, which is not like not even that much of it, it's really good. And then that's why it's my number 3. But I when I left that, I had a hole that I needed to fill for that kind of show, and I tried to use Coquillas and I couldn't get in it because it just didn't match the same thing I needed, and so I just had to suffer for a while until I got out of my depression. But that's why I can't get into Coquillas. I've heard it's really good.
Yes,
I have different expectations for it than I probably should.
Got it.
Yeah, Darling and the Franks is another
Why do you like
dystopian
it so
one.
much, Danny?
I just connected with friends over it. So like local friends. So
I know a lot of people that really like that one too. And I tried. I just couldn't get into it. Okay, this one's on Netflix. I think you both would like it if Danny hasn't seen it. Delicious in Dungeon. It's very
waiting for you to talk about it.
I was leaving it for you. It's very D&D.
Yes.
You've got this group that dungeon crawls and they're broke AF, and so to survive in there they kill all the monsters and learn how to cook. And it's one of those shows that the food looks so good. It's like one of those and it's just got really good humor, lovable characters. It's got some action. It's not like epic action, but it's still good.
A story you don't know what's going to happen, and you can't predict it.
Yeah, it's dark and lighthearted. It's a good little mix.
Interesting.
And it expands the world too as you go. Like at first it seems kind of linear, and then you start learning like some slight politics stuff happening too, and so it's did a good job.
Yes,
that's probably number 4, number 5 on my list.
Yeah, it's in my top 10. All right, Danny and Trevor.
Let's see. I would say another one that's pretty high up there for me is Demon Slayer. I know it's
no, I agree.
Some people cringe over it, but it's just you've seen it, Sierra, right? The mask, the one mask that's on everyone's window.
The bull. Yeah.
That's so good.
It's so good. Again, though, like the story is just so good. The way they tell it, the way they break it down, the action and cinematic in that one, like the visuals, really strong. Cool. The story, pretty good. They do the movie thing though, which I don't like. Where you gotta watch.
I was confused, but yeah.
The only deterrent I can see in that one is that it can feel a little too anime. You have like the very expressive.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
There's also really slow character development in that one, which is a problem I have with My Hero because the person's never gotten better, in my opinion.
Don't watch My Hero. That might be mine. Don't watch My Hero Academia. I think that's mine.
I don't feel like the Demon Slayer main character, even side characters, really progress that fast. You're kind of stuck in this loop of got a little better, but nothing really truly happens. And that's, I don't like that. I like to see the main character get stupid strong, probably. And eventually. Good call out. Demon Slayer is really good, though.
Yes, that's got good music, too.
Great score. Have you guys watched Hunter x Hunter?
Half.
Really?
I don't like how it ends. It needed to keep going, but it is good.
I liked what I've seen. Haven't finished it.
Okay, I have another one I want to share that I think Sierra would also enjoy. It's another drama. It's got time travel. It's called Orange. This is... I'd say it's more... It takes place in high school.
I don't seen it.
Orange?
So, Orange, yes.
Orange? Aren't you glad it's
I think
not
it's
banana?
got a different Japanese name. But essentially, this high school student receives a letter from herself 10 years in the future. And it details a bunch of events that are going to happen. And one is very tragic. And so when these minor events start happening that are listed in the letter, she's like, oh, like this is like the real deal. So then it's her younger self trying to prevent this tragic event from happening. And it's good. So it's drama, some romance.
We have missed out on one. Is it on your list, the one that is ironic for Sierra to watch? It's a spoof on something that she likes. Are you going to mention that one?
Oh, it's what the magic and muscles.
Muscles of magic.
Mushel.
Have you seen it, Sierra? Heard of it?
No.
So Harry Potter has no magic. He just is really strong, but he still goes to it, and it follows his story at Hogwarts. It's a spoof off Harry Potter. So everyone else knows magic. He doesn't. But he's just so strong that they think he knows magic. So like when he tries to like cast a spell, he just punches something really hard. And
or to fly, he just like kicks his legs really fast.
Yeah.
So it's definitely like the goofy, ridiculous anime, but yeah.
It was good. We haven't finished it, but I enjoyed it.
What's it called?
Muscles and Magic.
I'm looking it up right now.
It is goofy. Summertime Rendering. It's a mystery. I could not stop watching that one. If you're looking for good sci-fi, this is on Netflix. It's Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I believe that.
Yes.
That's a tough one to get into if you're new and don't like gore and stuff, though.
That's adult. If you're going to get into one of the big three, if you feel like taking on that mountain, my recommendation is Bleach. I think it's shorter of Naruto and One Piece.
Only 300 episodes.
But that's got really good humor, good action. But you don't have to watch one of those.
I don't know. It didn't catch me as much as One Piece did, but maybe it was just the nostalgia. I don't know. Like,
maybe.
Same thing with Naruto. I wasn't. It's funny because a lot of people are like, once they have the one, they can't pop to the one. Like
it's
just can't.
True.
Like, I don't know why. It's so funny. So
I've wanted to like.
I've tried Bleach. I've tried plenty of times. I'm like, oh, this is way shorter than 1,000 episodes. And I just still the filler episodes are like even more dry than I was expecting.
Don't watch the filler.
Kills the vibe. So sad.
What I liked about Bleach is it's got some funny humor that hit me in the right spots, and then the action of fight scenes and the music is good in Bleach. I liked a lot of the intros, and some of the fight scenes were they're not my favorite anymore, but like when he fights Grimjaw the first time, that was my favorite fight scene for a long time. I don't know, just they did a really good job with it. So it was really cool to see how much, because obviously that's expensive to animate all that stuff. So it's like sometimes
tedious work.
They like bust out these new animes and then they start using 3D, which I hate, by the way. We can talk about that another time. I do not like when they use 3D rendering. So like that was cool to see that. And I think that's what hooked me. It's just the uniqueness of each character. Because again, I have powers, I'm slaying demons, and just seeing each of their powers was cool.
I'm just going to rapid fire these movies. There's a few. I recommend Sword of the Stranger, Your Name. I think it's pronounced Josie, The Tiger and the Fish, A Girl Who Leapt Through Time, Ride Your Wave, A Silent Voice, and then anything Studio Ghibli. I recommend Howl's Moving Castle, which Sierra really should see, and I think she'd like it. Spirited Away, and then my personal favorite is Princess Mononoke.
See, I liked Spirited Away most, then Howl's Moving Castle, then that one. Yeah. I do like Kiki's Delivery Service too. That's another good one.
It's so cute. I think Howl's Moving Castle might take over Princess Mononoke one day.
I don't like Princess Mononoke because it's 3 hours.
It's long. It's very long. Adult too, which I like.
Holy moly, it's still going. Like you're at some point, enough is enough. End the movie.
That's funny. Danny, did you find what you were looking for?
Boy and the Heron is interesting too. It's starting to become
that was so not good compared to his other stuff.
What he means. He said interesting. He means that he didn't like it.
Okay,
thank you.
Thank you, translator. Amazing.
The only part I like in there is when I can't think of his name.
William Dafoe
actually explains something. You don't know anything else in the movie that's happening, and it's never explained. William Dafoe comes out here and talks about birds for a minute, and that's all you learn. I
don't even like him. Like that's
I know.
I don't know. Yeah. I think that maybe it's just you just are missing it. Maybe it's just going over your head.
No, I also wonder if it's one of those movies where everyone can interpret it a different way, and those make my eyes roll. It's like I just want the artist, the storyteller, to tell me the story they want to tell. Not like it's up for your interpretation. It's like tell me.
We have books.
Yeah. Same with like Oh, I can't even think of it. Just like, do they get together in the end or does this happen? I don't know. What do you think? It's like, no, dude, what do you think? You tell me.
I didn't write the story. What do you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I totally
it's
agree.
so annoying.
Danny, do you read manga at all or no?
No.
Yeah, see, I've never done that. Never done that. Couldn't get into that.
Unfortunately.
Okay.
See, do you know what manga is?
Yeah, but why don't you like it?
I'm not a big reader.
Oh, okay. In general.
Yeah, I don't like reading.
When you think anime, you think like big epic fights, and it's hard to capture that in manga for me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes.
I've never been into comics though either, so
So Sierra, Freyren, were there any others that initially stuck out before you do any further research?
I'm not gonna remember the names, but the mystery ones you were talking about sounded really cool.
Perfect.
That was Erased, I think, is the one.
Erased, and then yeah, perfect.
Anohana was the other one.
Well, it's not mystery, but yes,
I think those are the three. So, are you locking in? Which one are you gonna try first? Can we lock in? Can we lock in an answer?
Oh my
Just based off us talking. That's the whole point of this.
I don't know. I feel like Erased sounds really interesting.
Erased?
Ooh,
what a choice!
I am honored.
Okay.
So we'll have to start with that. And see how
we'll have to hook you up with the Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's good Crunchyroll.
Okay, well, thank you as always. Thank you, our listeners. Thank you, Tubbies. This has been a real pleasure, and we'll have to do a follow-up episode of some sort so we can get Sierra's updates, see if we've converted her, if it was a lost cause, but. If we missed any anime that you recommend, let us know. If you disagree with our recommendations, let us know. But we'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nighty night.
Hey guys, it's your girl Kennedy wrapping up today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. We're so happy and we're so grateful that you hung out with us today. If you liked what you heard, please share this podcast far and wide. And follow us here and on social media so you never miss an episode. Also, we would love to know your thoughts and if you have any topics you'd like us to chat about. So let us know. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!